Hi, the SI meteorologist Paul Dorian here on Wednesday, June 27th. Beautiful morning here in the Mid-Atlantic region with comfortably low temperatures and humidity values and clear blue skies. Today should be another very nice day and it'll continue to remain comfortable right through the day. Hot weather has been confined to the Rocky Mountain region and the Central Plains over the last couple of days, and that will expand to the east over the next few days, and by the time Friday rolls around, it'll be quite hot, especially from D.C. south and west. Looks like the hottest of this upcoming heat wave will be in the southern part of the Mid-Atlantic region, on down into the middle and deep south, in places like D.C. and down across the Tennessee Valley into the southeastern part of the U.S. We certainly can move up into the 90s here across the Philadelphia metropolitan region. But New York City will be quite a different story, I think, compared to D.C., for example. New York may get into the 90s on Friday and touch 90 or so on Saturday and Sunday, but could go all the way up to about 100 degrees down to Washington. There'll be quite a difference between New York and D.C. in this upcoming heat wave for Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Let's take a look at the latest surface map. Still have a spinning low pressure area over New England. This has dumped quite a bit of rainfall over the state of Maine over the last few days and has also contributed to quite a bit of cool weather here in the northeastern U.S. On the backside of this low pressure area, we've had nice northwesterly flow of air pulling in some cool air all the way down the east coast. And again, it's a very comfortable morning here, especially for the latter part of June, with dew points way down in the 50s and even some 40s being reported in terms of dew points late yesterday and early this morning. Meanwhile, the hot air has been confined to the Rocky Mountains, down across the Central Plains, down across the state of Texas, for example. And this will slowly advance to the east over the next 24 to 48 hours. And by the time Friday rolls around, it'll be hot from the southern part of the Mid-Atlantic region, certainly, all the way down to the deep south. I expect the hottest air to move basically in this region here by Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. This will be quite an impressive heat wave for these locations with perhaps record-breaking highs. And again, D.C. would be quite a different story, I think, from New York City. It may reach 95 to 100 degrees Friday afternoon, Saturday, as well as Sunday down across D.C., but it'll probably end up being closer to 90, nothing too extreme in New York City. And that northern peripheral area of this hot air mass will feature some thunderstorm activity, as there will be a frontal boundary setting up, and we'll talk about that over the next couple of minutes. Here's the latest infrared satellite loop. A lot of things going on here. First of all, Tropical Storm Debbie has now moved across the state of Florida. It is now a tropical depression. It has weakened somewhat and continues to move away from the U.S. southeast coast on an east or northeast direction. Of course, dumped tremendous amounts of rainfall throughout the state of Florida over the last couple of days, especially the Gulf coastal region, where some 20 to 25 inches was actually reported in some spots. Meanwhile, here's the spinning clouds associated with that New England low that has been keeping the northeastern quadrant of the country fairly cool for the last few days and has dumped quite a bit of rainfall on the state of Maine. This will gradually pull away, and that will allow for this high pressure area that's centered right in the middle part of the country to kind of expand into the east, and with it will come that hot air bubble that has been just blasting places like Denver, Colorado, down across Kansas, all the way down into Texas. Texas Rangers starting point of the game last night, temperatures were 103 degrees. There have been reports of 110 to 115 throughout parts of the Central Plains over the last couple of days. As this low departs from New England, this high pressure area over the middle part of the country will expand to the east, and it'll just get very hot from D.C. south and west by the time Friday and Saturday roll around. Well, one way I like to look at the advance of a heat wave that's been centered out over the center part of the nation into the east over the next few days is by looking at the upper air pattern. This is the NAM, North American Mesoscale model, from last night's 0Z run for 500 millibars. That's about the middle part of the atmosphere, about 18,000 feet up. This happens to be the computer forecast map for tomorrow morning. And notice here, this is the high pressure ridge right here over the center part of the nation as of the prediction for tomorrow morning. And this is where the real hot bubble of air is predicted to be for tomorrow morning. Again, it's been sitting out here over the Rockies and the Central Plains for the last couple of days. Now notice along the northern peripheral part of the country here. We have this pretty rapid flow of air from the basically from the west to the east, kind of rotating around this high pressure ridge that's centered over here over the middle part of the nation. That'll keep a frontal boundary established in this particular zone of upper level winds going from the west coast all the way to the east coast. And what that will do is give the mid-Atlantic region, certainly from D.C. north and east, the threat for daily thunderstorms during this upcoming hot heat wave on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. So again, especially for the Mason-Dixon line on north and east, I think there will be a good chance of some thunderstorms associated with this heating up in the atmosphere on Friday and Saturday, and that'll continue into Sunday as well. Let's now jump ahead to Friday morning. This is again the 500 millibar map from the NAM model for Friday morning. Notice again that there still is that band of upper level winds here, and there will be a frontal system kind of lying right parallel with these winds, and that'll cause some rotation of thunderstorms around this high pressure area in this peripheral area on the northern fringes of this high pressure area, clockwise rotation around the upper level ridge, and there'll be perhaps some mesoscale complexes of thunderstorms rotating around from the Great Lakes into the northeastern quadrant during this hot event on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Meanwhile, they'll just bake in this part of the country here, the Tennessee Valley, the southeastern U.S., places like D.C. on south and east all the way in this region here will have perhaps some record-breaking heat on Friday and Saturday. That's it for now. We have a beautiful day here in the Mid-Atlantic region. It'll be a tad cooler out in the Rocky Mountains region as a frontal system will cross on through the Denver, Colorado region, but that'll only reduce temperatures down to the mid-90s compared to the triple digits that they've experienced for the last several days. That's it for now. For the SIweather.com, I'm the SI meteorologist, Paul Dorian.